Okay, so ready to unlock some serious potential.
Always.
This deep dive, we're talking Atomic Habits by James Clear. And let me tell you, this book, it doesn't mess around. Clear, he grabs your attention right off the bat, and I mean, like, literally.
Yeah, he really pulls you in with that story, doesn't he? Before he even gets to, like, the how-tos.
Yes, right. It's intense. So, last day of sophomore year, baseball field, out of nowhere, bam. A rogue bat, full swing, right to the face.
And we're not just talking, like, little bump on the head. Shattered everything. Skull, nose, eye sockets, the works.
Seriously, like, how do you even come back from that? I mean, he had to relearn, like, walking
Yeah.
straight. But Clear, he was determined to get back to baseball, and that whole insane recovery process, it kind of led him to this huge realization. It's not about, like, waking up one day and boom, giant change. It's the tiny stuff done consistently that gets those big results.
And the cool part, it's not just some motivational mumbo-jumbo, it's science. These small changes, these little 1% improvements, they build up over time. Imagine, you get 1% better each day for a year, you know where you end up.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. Where?
37 times better than when you started. 37.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, that's kind of hard to wrap your head around. I think for me at least, I get so caught up wanting, the instant results. Lose 10 pounds this week, crush that project in a night.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone wants that instant gratification. But real change, it's like compound interest, right? Habits, they're the compound interest of self-improvement, for better or worse, keep multiplying over time.
So say I read 20 pages a day. Doesn't seem like much.
Right, but then boom, a year later, you've flown through over 7,000 pages. That's like, what, 20 novels?
Yeah.
It adds up. Now imagine applying that to, like, finances, relationships, your career even.
Okay, yes, starting to see why this book's a big deal. It's not about being perfect, it's the direction you're heading, making those small choices day after day that line up with the person you want to be. So, before we really dig into the how-to, I want to throw a question out there for everyone listening. Think about one habit, just one, that you do every single day. Where's that habit taking you a year from now, 5 years? You on the right track or maybe heading in the wrong direction? Okay, so we've seen how these small changes, they can snowball into some pretty incredible results, right? But how do we actually make them stick? How do we go from like, yeah, I should build better habits to actually, doing it?
Well, this is where Clear gets into, like, the nitty-gritty of habit formation. He says lasting change. It starts with identity.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just about the what or the how. It's about the who. Who you believe you are, deep down.
Okay, so not, I want to write a book, but I am a writer.
Exactly. It's like, think of it like layers, right? You've got your outcomes, then your processes, but at the core, your identity. We get so focused on those outcomes. I want to lose weight, but real change, it happens when we shift to, I'm the kind of person who makes healthy choices.
Makes sense. So not, I want to learn Spanish, but more like, I'm someone who embraces learning new stuff, new challenges.
Boom. Nailed it. It's about your actions matching the person you want to be. Each time you act that way, you're reinforcing that identity.
Okay, I'm with you. But what about those times when, like, willpower just isn't cutting it? I know I should hit the gym, but man, that couch is comfy.
Ah, yeah, the siren song of the couch. That's where understanding cues comes in. Our environment, our routines, they're full of these little triggers. Our brains, they pick them up and boom, we're doing the thing, often without even realizing it.
Like, we're hardwired to be on autopilot. Good for, like, efficiency, but not so much for breaking bad habits.
Exactly. And one of the best things we can do is just become aware of those cues. Clear, he talks about this habit scorecard. Basically, you take inventory. What are your habits, the good, the bad, all of them. You shine a light on those automatic behaviors so you can start to see, okay, what's triggering this?
So if I'm trying to cut back on sugar, I might realize every time I walk past that bakery after work, I'm powerless. Cookie time.
Bingo. Once you see that cue, that walk past the bakery, you can change your response. Maybe a different route home.
Yeah.
Or, hey, pack a healthy snack. The key is that awareness.
Got it. So how do we actually implement new habits, make them stick?
One thing that works wonders, I use it all the time, is implementation intentions. Taking a vague goal, I'll exercise more, and making it concrete, like a plan of attack.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Specific, actionable.
Exactly. Claire's got this formula, right? I will behavior at time in location. So not just exercise more, but I will walk for 30 minutes at 7 a.m. in my neighborhood.
Like setting an alarm clock, but for your habits.
Exactly. And then there's habit stacking, another great one. You link your new habit to an existing one, Make it part of your routine.
Okay, this sounds cool. Give me an example.
So say you want to meditate every morning, but, finding the time is tough. Try stacking it onto something you already do, like that first cup of coffee. After I pour my coffee, I will meditate for 5 minutes.
So you're using that existing neural pathway, that automatic behavior, as a springboard.
You got it. And the more you do it, the more automatic that new habit becomes.
All right, so we've covered a ton, right? Tiny changes, identity-based habits, that whole habit stacking thing. But let's be real, even when we're like, yeah, let's do this, sometimes you just need an extra push to make those habits really stick.
Oh, for sure. Those familiar traps get us all. Procrastination. That's a big one.
Don't even get me started. It's like my brain knows I should be productive, but that comfy couch and like one more episode, it's a struggle. But okay, seriously, what can we do about this procrastination thing? How do we make those good habits, I don't know, more enticing?
Well, Clear, he talks about making habits attractive. And the example he uses, it's kind of out there. Baby birds.
Baby birds. Hold on, how do baby birds fit into all of this?
So imagine this. Baby birds. They go nuts for like these exaggerated red dots on a fake beak. Turns out, certain things, when they're amped up, they're just way more appealing.
So those baby birds are like hardwired to be drawn to that exaggeration. Makes sense, I guess, from like an evolutionary standpoint. But how's that help us humans who are trying to actually, build good habits?
Okay, think about it. Junk food. Exaggerated version of the stuff our bodies actually need, right? Social media. It's like our desire for connection and validation, but dialed up to 11. We're wired to crave that amplified stuff, even if it's not always the best for us.
Like our brains haven't quite caught up to the modern world and all its like shiny temptations. So how do we work with these dopamine-seeking brains of ours? Make healthy habits more, well, tempting.
One thing Clear talks about is temptation bundling, basically. Pairing something you have to do with something you want to do.
Ooh, okay, I like where this is going. It's like giving yourself permission to indulge, but with a productive twist.
Exactly. Say you love watching that show in the evening, right? But you also know you should be moving more. Try this. You only allow yourself to watch that show while on the treadmill.
Suddenly, that workout doesn't sound so bad.
See, reframing the experience. Now, that procrastination thing we talked about, Clear's got a tool for that too. It's called the 2-minute rule.
2-minute rule, lay it on me.
It's so simple, you'll laugh. The idea is make it ridiculously easy to start. So easy you can't say no. Scale that habit down to a 2-minute version. Don't tell yourself, write a chapter. Tell yourself, write 1 sentence.
So you're kind of tricking your brain into taking that first step. And
Yeah.
then a lot of times you get going and you don't want to stop.
Exactly. Once you started, it's way easier to keep going.
Love it. And I think that's a perfect note to wrap up our Atomic Habits deep dive on. It's not about being perfect. It's about those small, consistent actions, those 1% improvements that over time, they can really add up. Even if it's just one new habit, one bad one you break, imagine what you can accomplish. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.